Just one more day, she tells herself as she battles with the voices. Just go to sleep, her mum says, as she tries to drown out the noises. Chained to her bed as she lays there trying, not understanding that depression is in fact a side effect of dying. Breaking down at the thought of waking up, because she's living a nightmare, concealing a dark secret with a fear of being labelled. You're a burden. Just go. You've got nothing to show except the red lines on her thighs that have spread to her wrists as the blade gives them one last kiss. Every breath is a struggle as she's drained of her self-worth, carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders, feeling bruised and broken. Her best friend was sick of the lifeless soul, contemplating the disappearance of her self-control. No one knows her pain. Heaven is where she'll gain the life back that you stole. Existing is finally taking its toll. This is not how it's supposed to be, my little girl taken so quickly from me. Society never prepared her for the loss of a child until she found the notes piled in the corner of her room. I'm sorry, Mum, for the heartache, leaving you in despair, but the loneliness echoed, no one cares. Teddy bears and flowers covered up the scene. As people gathered at the station, she was just a teen. You see what I mean? It's disheartening when the unseen in society is brought to your attention, something that this world fails to mention. A broken leg, a cold, or even the flu gets full attention from the likes of me and you. But when it comes to the mind, everyone becomes blind, as if it's easier to ignore than pick your deeply lost friend off her bedroom floor. You'll be surprised. A smile can go a long way. Or maybe a little message. How are you today? What people struggle to understand is that all it takes is a helping hand. Every little action is a step towards change, reducing the stigma that still remains. I'm only here today because I had someone telling me it's okay. It's okay to feel lonely, empty and oppressed. It's okay to struggle with simple tasks like getting dressed. I was a total mess, and it took me months to confess that as each day passed, I wanted to live a little less. I'm here today to tell you it's okay, no matter what the voices or anyone else has to say. Mental illness is common. In fact, it's 1 in 4. It could be your classmate or the young boy living next door. People's perceptions is what matters the most. It helps to shape the choices made by individuals like me and you. A chemical imbalance. Yeah, maybe that's true, but for me, depression is so much more than that. Depression is the constant voice telling you you're not good enough. Depression makes you fake how you feel, pretending that you're tough. Depression is not being able to feel any highs or lows, just lost in a state of numbness. So don't tell me I have a chemical imbalance, because for me it's so much more than that. Depression took my life away from me, and now I will never have to wonder what it's like to sleep a year away. I felt like a grenade, where the best possible outcome was to isolate myself from others in an attempt to minimise how many people I hurt. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the biggest disability is a bad attitude. There's a story behind every person. There's a reason they are the way they are. Think about that before you let your judgments get in the way. I am leaving footprints as a survivor, and I can either let it define me, confine me, refine me, outshine me, or I can choose to move on and leave it behind me.